Babi Active. How are we doing? My name's Natasha. I've got a new setup today, so bear with me in case there's any technical hitches. I'm also watching this on the laptop, so I'm just going to turn the camera around and see if you can catch me. Reverse camera. There we are. So now you've got me there. And I'm viewing. I'm live. So it's a bit of a test. So we'll see how we go. See what we can get up to. My name's Natasha, this is Babi Active, and this is a postnatal session. So I'm going to get myself ready this morning. These videos now are also available on the website, so the Babi Active website, which is brand new. As I say, my name's Natasha. This is Babi Active. This is a 6 months plus postnatal bit of Pilates going on in there. Fitness session. So it's not a beginner session. It's designed for mums who are completely healed after the birth of their baby. Suitable from 6 weeks after a vaginal delivery and 12 weeks after a cesarean section. We like you to have a really safe space set up. It's really important that you've got non-slip surfaces. And today you'll be needing a set of dumbbells, stretchy piece of material like this would do. This is a belt off my daughter's karate kit, judo kit. So that would do. It's not stretchy, but it will do for the exercise we're going to use today. So don't worry, you can use a bathrobe for that. And I'm using a band. I've also got a drink of water. I've got a set of dumbbells that are suitable for me to lift. You could use your alternatives, whatever they may be. I've also got a teddy bear handy today, but you could use the dumbbell for that. And I've got like I don't have a sofa in your view, or something that's quite low level, like furniture that you may have in your room as you're viewing. So I'm just going to stick this in if I get round to that bit today as well, and then I'll use that for some of our exercises. So I'm just going to see if I can get a view of here what is happening, to see if it's coming up as live, and then I will start you off. So bear with me just a couple of moments please. If anybody's coming on, if they can give me a little wave and let me know if you can hear and see me. Okay, that would be great. I'm just going to refresh the screen. I'm learning that if you refresh the screen, you get what's new coming up. So I'm viewing this on my laptop as well today, just for a change. See how it goes. So in the meantime, again, if you've got any questions, you can always message. I'll try and respond to the comments as we go. But you can also message us. In our page on Facebook, and there is a comments section in the YouTube as well. If you're watching this on replay, thank you very much for watching us. Welcome back if you've seen us before, and yeah, we're happy to answer any questions you've got about your postnatal fitness. So we'll see what's going on now. Great, okay. Just bringing my music round, checking the camera again. Just make sure I'm live before we go. So bear with me. If you're watching on replay, just fast forward a couple of minutes. a quick drink. So today's session, I'm just checking that we're live on there. So bear with me a couple of minutes. On today's session, we'll be doing a little mini circuit. We need lots of space here. We'll also be doing some bicep curls and some lateral raises. Quite simple exercises. It's a session that works on the mum body, so some mum movements, so practicing getting down on the floor and getting up again. And yeah, we'll do a little bit of a breathing check-in as well, so you probably use your band for that too. So I think I'm going now. I've got someone there watching, and I still can't see it live on the site, but there is usually a delay. So as long as someone can see me, I've had someone comment they can see me, which is great. So I'm just going to go. So I'm just going to go. You can see me. I'm going to go. You can see and hear me. I'm just going to go. All right. So without any further ado, let's just bring our attention to our position right now. So bring your feet where they feel comfortable. Reach up to the sky. And then drop your hands down. Begin to bend your knees really slowly. Just clap your hands. Keep your chest up. Head and chest up. See if you can feel the four corners of your feet here. And just gradually bringing little mini knee bend here. Noticing how the back is feeling. Nice gentle movement. And then we're going to speed this up. So if you feel that you're a bit tight in the sacrum, go wider. Go a little bit deeper every time. Reaching up and down. Let's do 4 more. A little bit more of a bend here. Go wider if it feels more comfortable now. 2 more. Big stretch up to the sky. Last one. Bring yourself to one side and just gently reach over. Reaching over. So we're going for about 50 minutes. Stop and have a drink when you feel you want to, and of course if you like a section you can repeat it again, because I only do snippets of sections within these, so you can pause if you're watching on replay, come back and repeat on that. Alright, let's lift the leg and then lower it. Lift the leg, so immediately I'm just working on some balance there. I'm going to start using my arms as well. So just lift the arm and point the foot back. If you're not like a thumbs up, put a thumbs up on top of it. Point that toe, lift, and then push your triceps into action behind you. Let's do 2 more. I've had a very busy week. I hope you're all doing well today. Talking lots and lots of meetings is what I've been up to. So forgive me if my words get all jumbled up this morning. It's Friday, it's 10:30. This is your 6-month postnatal workout. 6 months plus. Not suitable for beginners. So please go back through our menu and select a 6 weeks to 6-month workout. 1 more. Fabulous. Take the legs a little bit wide and then just reach that foot and then lengthen through the spine. We'll do that 1 more time. Put that foot down and then reach and point with that foot and then lean over into that and just feel your body opening up across the side of the body. So point that foot, reach over, forming up through the back, and again. Fabulous. Now we're going to go round the body here. One of the first movements we're going to do is going on the floor and getting back up again. So we've been working on this in all of the sessions, 6-month plus sessions, and this is a burpee modification. So it's great if you've got low blood pressure. It's great if you're a mum who has to frequently go and pick things up off the floor, which is what we all have to do. Just going to check 1 more time, see if I can get a refresh on this page, as I still can't see anything on there. But if it's there, it's there. If you're standing at the back end of your mat, I want you to just reach up to the sky. If you haven't seen this before, have a go. Watch first. Just come down onto your toes. You can drop your knees here if you want to. Take them further forward. You can stay here, go straight back up. This is about bending the knee so you can come back up. Okay, I'm going to go straight down onto my knees. I'm going to take a plank. So one leg comes out, chest is lifted, and then I come back down. Kind of crawling back up. So let's continue that. Let's do 5 more as part of our warm-up. So you can take your legs wider, you can lift your head and chest up, really begin to feel where your body is working here. You don't have to do a plank. And we are doing these movements, really bending through the knees, flexing through the toes, spread out the fingers wide, lift that chest, and then come back. On the next 3 of these, I'm going to do a little kind of jumping jack. So if you like that movement, if you're feeling quite strong here, then just stay here, go straight back, go to plank, go straight back, or do a plank and then add in a little jump. Just be comfortable with the way your body's feeling today. So a little bend, very mindful movement. And you can do that without putting a funny face like I do. Big smiles. If you've got children around, babies around, say hello to them. Count with them, they love that. I've got one more, I think. I'm just going to go out straight to the plank this one, with one leg at a time. Then down, bending through those toes, and then coming up again. Excellent, all right. So we're going to start back tapping. And what I'm going to do is just take one foot back, then the other. Simple movement. Hopefully your heart rate just went up a little bit from doing that. I'm going to start swinging my arms. I'm going to start swinging them higher as I tap back. So if you're familiar with a back tap into a back lunge, start doing that now, please. I'm just going to count to 10, and I'm going to bend my knee a touch. So as I bend my knee, I'm kind of pulling my hips away from my front knee. So I'm pulling my hips back away from my front knee. And I'm really thinking about opening up my shoulders. Just wider here, let's go wider. Big smiles. I'm still teaching in the reverse of this camera, but I cannot see myself live, so please forgive me if I'm not in full shot. Good, I think that's 5. 5 each side, roll the shoulders, roll the shoulders. All right, I'm going to go straight into some movements which mimic the mini circuit that we're going to do. I've got a stopwatch here on my iPad, and the movements that we're going to do are the back lunge, are the walkout, which you've just done. Your variations are the best variations on that. And then, of course, we've got bicep curl, lateral raise, which I mentioned before. So standing up nice and tall, just imagine you've got dumbbells in your hands. Let's just do that. Show me this move. Just feel how your shoulders are today. Feel if you're a bit crumpled up in your upper body, if your posture feels a bit sunken or there's some obvious tension. And if this move already starts to irritate you, because you're still carrying a lot of equipment and carrying baby, so just see how that feels. If you've got weights, start with a light weight if you haven't used weights and today's your first session. If you're used to using weights with me or in any of your other sessions, you can use dumbbells in those as well. It's pretty straightforward stuff. So we're going to do a minute on this clock. So grab yourself a quick drink if you need one. And I'll put your stopwatch on. The big stopwatch is where I can see. I'm going to have another drink as well, which is here. Put that down here. All right, so let's think about the back lunge. Let's think about using some piece of equipment, piece of material. So if you want to take your arms up, just feel this movement, up and down, and just feel how you can get tension into your bathrobe, your belt. If you've got a stretchy band, you've already got a little bit more give, so use that. Take your hands wide, and see if you can just keep your trunk, whole of your body still, and just use your shoulders. I'm going to do a couple more of these. If you've got previous shoulder history, injury there, just ease off with some shoulder rolls. There's no need to take anything into extreme movements, and we don't want to risk injury. So here I would take then a bit of this, and then I would take one arm, and I would just see where the one arm wants to go. So again, you might just be doing a shoulder roll here, kind of hooking and rolling, a bit like rowing in an upright row, very high. So I'm just going to do 3 of those and take my arm where it wants to go. And my arm feels pretty clean here in the shoulder joint, so it's happy. So I recommend you do this exercise with your bathrobe or with thin air. So thin air is just the shoulder roll or the big circles of movement that we do. We do that a lot in the sessions. So I advise you to do it every day. It's an everyday movement. So take this arm again and then just see if the other side is happy. Where does the other side want to go? So here. And then have a little rest. So take what you need from that movement, and if it feels good, go ahead and do both arms. Ask yourself how it's feeling. Does it feel comfortable to do both arms? Excellent. So we've had a go with the band, and we're good. All right, so now you're going to hold the band up as you back lunge. So this is going to give you a little bit more focused work, and what I'd like you to do is decide where you are in your fitness level. So the easiest option would be to just bring your arms up to where they feel comfortable and tap back. I'm going to use the same leg repeatedly for a minute and tap back. So have a look at what my knees are doing. I'm trying to bring myself, back towards the weight shifting back away from the front knee. If you feel like you want to work a little bit harder, of course you can go back down into your back lunge or in reverse lunge and tap up. If you're feeling like you want a balance challenge and you're all cylinders firing this morning, feeling really solar as opposed to lunar, just bring your arms up and then bring your knee to meet the band. So look for some balance challenge there and bring it up. So choose what you want to do on that one. There's 3 levels there. You can of course do it without the band. The band's going to give you arms away from your heart space. It's going to give you a little bit of a heart rate boost, circulation boost. And obviously you're going to concentrate a lot doing that exercise as well. You can keep your hands on your hips. I'm just going to take a mixture of those movements and see what I can get done in a minute. So make sure your safe space is ready. And then we'll go. So this is a minute. This is my right leg. Start with the arms at the top. Here we go. So take it back and then lift. So take what you need. Just thinking about how you're moving. If you're wobbly like me, no problem. Take what you need. It's meant to be a challenging exercise and 100% pain-free, of course. So just take what you need. Draw your hips away from that front knee, please. Lift the chest. Big smiles. That's halfway. So just take what you need. Remember, if you've got any concerns in your hip, your pelvis after the birth of your baby, you're not going to want to bend that knee too much. You're going to want to just tap back and then stable yourself here so that you're not working into anything that creates deep instability here as you open up the hips. My last one, I think. And relax. So it's the other leg. Heart rate up. I hope so. I hope your heart rate's up. This is my left leg. Gonna have a go at that now. Okay. I'm just checking again to see if it's live there. Sorry about this, just fiddling around. So I'm back again. I'm going to go onto my left leg. I've just tried to share this post for those who are watching, if anybody's watching live, into the private Babi Actif group. So we'll see if we can get it there. This is the left leg here. Arms are up, shoulders down. Take what you need. And then bring yourself back together. So this is a simple movement. It's a simple movement, and I'm using it to give you that steadiness, that focus, so we get that kind of brain fog as we move into the responsibilities of being mum. So anything we can do to sharpen our senses, anything we can do to bring attention to the way we move, and also a mental break from our responsibilities. So we're putting in movements that can give you a fresh boost this morning. And of course, working on the knees. This is challenging my balance. I'm going to try that one. See if I can get a little bit more working into concentrating on that move. So a little bit wobbly. Should be feeling good. So coming up to that minute, drawing myself back. See if I can get myself further away from my front knee. Better. Last one. Wonderful. Oh, my heart rate is up. I am off to my walkouts now. So walkouts are next. All right. So here we are. We are walking out on the floor for a minute. So you do your walkout, off we go. Your version is the best version. Have a go. Reaching up, squatting down, and just do as many as you feel comfortable. Take your option. What do you feel like doing? This is a good one to do in terms of if you're into fitness testing and you want to give yourself a marker. You could work out how many you do in a minute. So sometimes we do fitness testing and you can use this one as a good marker. So you don't have to rush it, but you can work out how many it's just taking you to how many you can get done in a minute. And just see how you feel. Add in that little jump if you like. See what feels good. Or if you feel good, you can come down, add a press up. So just use it to your advantage, taking the opportunity to keep yourself moving. Take what you need. Big smiles. Remember, you're really working on those hips and knees, bending on the return. That's really important. And that's my last one. That's a minute. Fabulous. I'm not counting mine, but you might like to count yours. So I'm going to rotate my wrists if I need to, so do that if that feels good for you. And then what I'd like you to do is grab your dumbbells. We're going to do bicep curl, lateral raise, and we do it for a minute, okay? So grab your weights. And we'll go. So still just checking there to see if it's coming up in our group. But it's not. If you're watching this, I can't see you watching it. But I'm going ahead anyway, so I've posted it in your Babi Active group. Bicep curls, lateral raise, standing tall, off we go. So this is a hammer curl. So grip your dumbbells lightly, just grip them lightly. If your weights are really light, you'll start to lift your fists beyond your shoulder height. You'll know what I mean, because you'll start flinging your arms up. If they're quite heavy, you'll notice that just getting them to shoulder height is more challenging. Okay, just focus on not holding your breath. I think I missed some bicep curls there as I was talking. Just focus on keeping your body relaxed and steady. That's it. And working on not strangling those dumbbells, because that just gives you strain in the neck. So we're just going to use the dumbbells lightly in our hands. It should be challenging. This is a 3K and it's a minute. If it starts to feel like it's too much anywhere on the body this morning, just stay with the bicep curls. Okay, and take out that lateral raise. Of course, you can always do one. Keep your body still like that for the minute. So good, steady work. And that's a minute. It's actually a minute and 5. All right, feeling good? Should we do all that again one more time? So we'll do a minute of the reverse lunge, using your arms above your head if you want to. Have a little drink if you need one. If you're watching on replay, press pause, and then we'll go again. All right, so I'm going to use my equipment now. My right leg is first. I'm starting with my hands in the air. When you're ready, just go. So focus in on where you're feeling the work. So this leg feels much stronger for me today. Though I might have a small injury on my left knee, so sometimes that makes it more challenging on when my leg's extended. So this is the right leg doing some extending here, so it's not too bad. So just take it what you need again. So that's halfway. You might just be tapping down, or you might be tapping away. So just take what you need. I've got 20 seconds. I'm going to try and take my leg a little bit further and pull my hips away from that front knee. Really focusing in on that work. So really working on your balance as well, because you don't know what's behind you, so you're having to use your kind of magic antennae to figure out where you are. Lots of focus. Well done. It's the other leg. Let's set that minute up. So keep breathing, keep smiling. Okay. All right. So here is my left leg, arms up. Drop your shoulders from your ear if you can. If it feels too much with the arms above the head, just bring them down to shoulder height and work there. So here, working here. Pull your weight back behind that knee if you can. Arms can come here. Or just go back and tap. And listening to the breath. Where do you need to breathe? Pull your hips away from your knee. So there, there. That's halfway. So I'm just doing variations as I'm talking. By now you would have selected the ones that you love, that you really want to work with. Working on pulling my hips away from that front knee now, so my foot placement behind is more focused. There. You don't have to bend your knees to great depth, but just be aware that it is bending if you're taking that more progressive option. Last one. Breathing and smiling. Oh, feeling good. Bang on a minute there, well done. Walkouts are next. So when you're ready, prepare yourself to go down again. Maybe ask yourself, do you want to count your repetitions during this minute? My heart rate's up, which is great. So work out if you want to count your repetitions, if you want to jump back, or if you want to just go for the planks. All right. So let's go. She says, minute timer, go. Squat down. Come back down. What are you going to do? I'm going to do a press up, plank and a jump. So I'm going to have a play a bit close to my dumbbells there, but we'll go for it again. Yeah. That's halfway. Just have fun with it. Have fun. Reach high to the sky. Stand up as tall as you can in between each rep. Bend those knees. Flex those toes. Crawl those brightly spread fingers out in front of you. And carry on. See if we can get one more in. Just do as natural as little as you like. That brings me up to exactly a minute, so threw that in. Good timing, well done. Okay, have a little breather. We're on to biceps and lateral raises next. We're doing good for time. So we've been working for nearly half an hour, and apologies for the technical hitches. But we are there now. 1 minute. If you want to make it work a little bit more challenging on your biceps, this is easier. This is easier with the wrists lined up like that, the same as a dumbbell. This is working harder into the biceps, brachialis there, so that's harder. Try to not to make your wrists flop if you're going to use that one. Tendencies for people is to use their wrists as opposed to using the bicep really well. When you're ready, just go. I think I'll do multi-mix. Bit of everything. See what happens, what's going on in my body. That's easier. That's harder. This is easier. This is easier. This is easier. That's harder. So just mix it up. Stay with me. Choose what you want to do. Choose all the options. The important thing is that you keep moving. and that you keep working, and of course that you do your sessions regularly. So how is regularly? How often is regularly? So frequency of your movement, of your exercise is really important, but what we don't want to do is keep training the same muscle groups repeatedly day after day after day. So you can alternate your sessions. So maybe you're having a long walk, or if you've started running again, you're working on your running, and then you're doing one of these sessions in between, but you're not repeating these sessions over and over again. That was a minute, and we are done on that second circuit, which ticks me off on my box perfectly. So I did 2 rounds of that. You can press pause, repeat it if you want to, add on some more fun stuff in between your planks if you know what you're doing there. And now we are going to go down to a bit of your playtime with a teddy. So this is where I use a chair here. So I'm going to use a chair there. And just check out here what's happening. So I've got a chair, as I say, and I've got a teddy. So if you've got a teddy in your space, or a cushion, or if you want to use a dumbbell, you can use a dumbbell. So what this movement is a squat, but it's on one leg. So the idea is that you're challenging your balance a bit. So this is to build up your ankle strength. Again, focusing on something you might have to do that's a little bit awkward in picking up, holding baby and then picking something up. You know, it's to give your whole body this this triggering of this receptivity that you're changing height and transferring weight. You're moving things quickly. You might have a dog running around. Your body is very mobile. The more mobile, well, it has great potential to be more mobile, the better it is. And kind of more like, you know, think about how cats are, think about how animals are when they move. So we're looking for that mobility within our body's movement, less stiffness. So as you come down here, I want you to bend this leg. I want you to think about bending it, if it's comfortable, and then putting something down, and then standing up, and then picking something up, and then pushing it up, mind a chandelier. Okay, so we're going to have a go at that, and we'll just do 10 each leg so that you get an idea of how you can work with this one at home in your home programming. I'm just throwing that in through the day. As long as you're warmed up, you can have a go at it. So I'm just going to put something down. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to clap. Yeah, you can put your foot down if you want to, lift it and then bend it again. This time we stretch it up. So the same applies with a dumbbell. So you can work on feeling more about where the body's going. So I'm going to try and keep my foot off the floor for the whole 10 repetitions as my target. I'll probably end up being a bit wobbly. So have a go with what you want to do. If you're working with a weight, a dumbbell, take a dumbbell. Allow yourself to breathe. 3. So good bend on that knee, please. Stick your hips behind you. You don't have to go as fast as me. I've got no weight. So bend the hips back. Hinge. That's it. Hinge back. You can feel it as you bend and stick your tail feather out behind you. Stick your bottom out behind you. It becomes harder. I think that's 4. Right, so that's possibly 5. So here I'm bending that knee and working on bending this knee, sticking my bottom out. It's challenging me now. My feet are gripping the floor. I'm trying to keep my head and chest up. That's 6. And I'm really feeling that now. Foot rocking side to side, pronating, supranating. So I'm really working on keeping my foot grounded and it's working into my hamstrings. I want to bend a little bit more. I'm going to do 3 more. Kind of squat yourself down as if you're going to sit on a chair. So remember, this is an advanced workout. You can put your foot down at any time. That's challenging me. This is my last one. I'm really just feeling it more in the outer hip and my knee. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a rub down. Something like that capacity to run away. There you go. We're going to try it on the other leg. How did you get on? Is it challenging? Is it not enough challenge? If it's enough challenge, stick with putting your foot down in between each repetition, or maybe try 2 and then put your foot down and build up that way. And if it's not enough challenge, you can easily make this heavier, all right? Make that heavier and that'll work you a lot harder, you know, a dumbbell or if you use a kettlebell and you're really confident with the grip, use a kettlebell. Okay, so let's continue. So I'm going to try the other leg, see what I can get up to. So I'm going to bend down, come up. So I'm really working on my knee now that it's not quite happy. So we'll see how we go. Big smiles. It's nearly the weekend. And it looks a bit drier, doesn't it? We've had wonderful rain in the gardens. So lots of beautiful things to see when we go out on our next walk. Thanks to all that gorgeous rain. 4, sit back with the hips. I'm kind of cheating a little bit by not sitting back further in the hips. That was a better one. This is 5, sit back into the hips. Keep that foot off the floor if you're progressively working. So this is my 6. Now I'm starting to feel that work. I'm going to sit my hips back, sit back, head and chest up, sit back. 7, 3 to go. Sit back for me, lift that knee. There, sit back. How are we doing? 2 more. Have we got 2 more? Have I missed one? I'm going to do 1 more. Reach up. I've got a nice light weight, so it's easy for me to stretch and relax. And then tap my body down. Give yourself a massage. And take what you need from that movement. Take what you need. A little roll up if you need one. Well done. Working out together on a Friday morning has been fun over the last 3 months with you guys. So that's a little kind of guest exercise that one was today. So I trust you enjoyed that and it gave you a bit of a challenge. It's an easy one to do with your sofa, and of course if you're out on your walks you can use that one anytime on you know, like on a park bench. You could put a bottle of water down. You know, if baby's gone to sleep and you're on one of your long walks and you've got a bit of time for yourself and you've done quite, you know, a good walk and you're feeling really energised and just got that right headspace and you've got a bit more time on your hands, you can use some of these exercises that we've been doing every week. In another one of my classes this week we did a step up with the chair, so of course you can step up onto a wall as well. So you can add in plenty of different exercises outdoors into your walks as well. I've shown you the press ups at the bench, step ups and lunges with the buggy we've done before, and so things like this, just one-legged squats, tricep dips. There's quite a few things that you can do outside. So if you're stuck for ideas, message and then I'll come back to you with that. So yeah, we're good to go. I'm having another drink and then we are checking on the time now. The next little section is on the floor. So it's a little bit of balance work in terms of working on hands and knees. So it's an exercise, I call it Superwoman. You've probably done it before. You're going to be reaching out with one arm and reaching out with one leg like that. And I'll show you what it looks like on the yoga cards that we use with the families. Kind of looks like that, but you take the back leg up. So you can imagine that you're a tiger roaring. If you've got any little children watching, you can imagine you're a tiger roaring as well when you're doing this one. So here, I want you to do a Pilates roll to, actually I want you to do your band work first, or your belt work. So put your belt to get your breath connection. All right, so just wrap this around as high as you can, just remembering that your ribs are the top of your body. You know, we don't think about them being at the back, we think about them just being at the front, don't we? Very visual, knowing that they're at the front here and that we have the collarbones, and you know, we think about the rib cage at the front, but of course they're at the back. And they are holding everything around our bodies to protect our lungs. So it's kind of like a cage. So here, if you tug and pull on your material, roll your shoulders back. I just want you to take 3 breaths in with me. And what I want you to do is focus on expanding in the rib cage, just the rib cage. So give it a good tug so it feels really snug. And then I tend to breathe in through my nose, and then I focus on visualization of the breath coming into my body, down the back of my throat, and then blowing up my body and the diaphragm as if it was a balloon. And that really expands into my rib cage. I want you to have a go at just 3 of those breaths for me. All right, so have a go, breathing in and breathing out. If you know blowing the candle, try blowing the candle out. And again. slowing the breath down, mindfully breathing, well done, calming down from that bit of exercise. So what I want you to do there is, now you've noticed the expansion of the rib cage, hopefully you focused on that. Now I want you to hold the material in one hand, and as you breathe in, we'll do just 2 rounds of breath this time. I want you to see if you can keep your tummy muscles away from your hand. So what I mean is they're not blowing out. As you breathe in, you're not breathing in and expanding, blowing the tummy muscles out. So it's just the width here. And blow the candle out on the exhale if it feels good for you. Drop your shoulders, stand tall, loosen the hips, spread those toes. Cinching towards the tummy muscles as you breathe out. Gosh, that feels so good with this band. I've forgotten how good it is to practice with the band. If you haven't done it before, you want to do it again, it's a great way of connecting to the breath. Okay, so when we go on the floor, you'll see how useful that is, okay? So walk your way down to the floor, have a flop. I'm going to move my dumbbells out the way and we're going to roar a bit like a tiger. Well, you can if you want to, if you've got children watching. So this time I'm just going to take my arms up, going to bend my knees as I come down, chin to chest. Bending those knees, come down a little bit slower than you think. A little yes, a little no with the head. Spaghetti arms for me, please, and loosening off. Feel your body loosening off. Bending down. If you're there already, you're just coming onto hands and knees. If you're on your hands and knees and it feels uncomfortable on your knees, please just roll up for me. Roll this up for me underneath your knees. So here, what I want you to do is take your right leg out behind you, and as you're just feeling, just rock yourself forward. Feel that you've got your, you can shift the weight over your wrists. If you've got carpal tunnel syndrome or just anything that feels uncomfortable in your wrists or shoulders, of course you can come onto fists. Some people really prefer it that way, and some people prefer it just like we did with that hammer curl with the bicep. Roll your shoulders so your chest is lifted, and just see if you can lift that leg. And as you lift, see if you can just gather your tummy muscles towards your spine as you lift. So you're probably going to breathe in, and then, so let's just do 4 of those. Try and shift your weight equally onto those 3 points of contact on the floor. 3, lift the chest, 4. And then relax, have a little child's pose. And then come up again, decide where you want your hands. We'll do 4 on the other side. Of course, you can repeat all this if you want a little bit of a longer session. So I think I'm going to put my hands back there, roll the shoulders, and then I'm going to take that left leg out. So left leg out behind me, and just notice where I'm shifting my weight. See what your body wants to take you. Take the movements when you're on the mat. You know, explore your space. There's a very sort of regimented behaviour sort of in the fitness industry where there's the repetition of cues that often kind of just make us feel that we have to do things with a specific form, you know, like it has to be a certain way, it has to, otherwise it's ineffective. And if we can move away from that and we can be a bit more free with our movements and make our own mind up as to what suits us, we'll become more independent thinkers in our fitness, and of course we learn what feels right for us. So here, this left leg is lifting, roll the shoulders back, and then I'm just asking the breath to do an exhale with the effort. So I've got 2 more, join in if you haven't already started, and just do 4. This is my last one. And then sit back into child's pose for me, just a moment. Come straight back up, taking what you need. And we'll try and take the arm out now. So just find where you feel good. Take your legs narrow, take them wide, and just feel that what it finds really, just what finds more comfortable position for you, what you find more comfortable. Roll your shoulders, lengthen the neck, eyes gazing to the floor. So right leg comes out, and stay with the lift on the leg if you feel that that's enough. Practicing your exhale with lift. And if you're already familiar with your pelvic floor, you could integrate your pelvic floor, so you could squeeze into your pelvic floor simultaneously. So this time, for those who are more progressive, I'm loading fully this wrist. So again, onto the fist if you need to. I'm lifting my chest, trying to keep my trunk relatively stable, reaching my arm out like a lion. I'm going to lift and lower, okay, 4 times. hips are kind of struggling to stay up, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of a nudge to see if they can become more level. Okay, roll the shoulders, inhale, exhale. I've got a pelvic floor squeeze on number 4 there. Come back into child's pose, have a fidget. This time grab your feet, rest your head, open your knees to make space for anything else that's in between. Take a breath and then come back up. So one more time, we're just doing 4 repetitions again just because it's a shorter session and it gives you time to stop and replay. So this is the other leg, and I was breathing out with the effort, really focused on opening my posture just as we did when we were standing tall. Left leg comes out, trying to keep my hips level, have a play there, load this arm so you feel super comfortable, present your chest forward, look at the floor. This arm has a choice if it wants to come out, and then you have a choice of integrating pelvic floor. Should we go? Ready, steady, go. And relax this time, come straight back onto your toes for me and see if you can sit here. See if you can sit here and here and here and here. There we are, and here and here and here and here. Fabulous. See if you can get a little bit of balance here. Rotate your wrist. Come down onto your bottom if you're feeling this is too uncomfortable. Well done. We're almost at the end of the session. Just going to come down onto our backs now. Hope you enjoyed that little tiger play. I'm going to show you a pullover. So we're going to take one dumbbell, we're going to put it over our head, and we're going to use that with the Pilates breath for those who want to have a go. So you would inhale into those ribs, and then you would exhale, bring your dumbbell over your head. You're going to be lying on your back, and you have a choice. If you're more advanced and you're looking for a little bit more today, you can put something between your knees, which is going to mean your inner thighs have to work harder, and it's also this wonderful work on your pelvic floor as well, because the adductors work with the pelvic floor and we're all connected inside the pelvis. So lie down on your backs, have the dumbbells with you, and then for those who want to, I'm going to do 1 set of chest flies with the dumbbells, and you can do that with a lighter weight if you're not used to lifting the weights. Same principle of non-floppy kind of wrist action applies. So bring your weights just with you. You just need 1 to start with, but you do need space to open your arms out wide. So have a think about how that feels. I hope you can still see me. I'm looking for my cushion. You can also put a ball between your legs if you want to. Something narrower is actually harder. So if I make it easier for myself today after my working week, I'll put that there, make it easier. And then we will go. So I'm trusting that you can still see me here. Oh, practice with my arms. I'm not hitting any of my equipment. My shoulder blades are separated on the floor. I've got a lovely long neck, my chin isn't up here, and I just feel comfortable in my lower body. Give yourself a pelvic rock there. Just notice that you're feeling quite comfortable. Find your neutral spine so you haven't got a really huge arch in your back, or you're really not stuck in here like this. So you just find yourself in a neutral position, and then just take 1 dumbbell to start with. So my elbows are going to stay kind of 90 degrees, and I'm just going to use my fingertips like this to touch the floor behind me. So there I'm going to start with an inhale. I'm going to bring my feet together to activate a bit more of a squeeze on my knees. And I'm going to do 10 with you. So when we breathe in, then we breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Working the tummy muscles, feel like they're being pulled to the floor, pulled to your back. Think about feeling flat and kind of scooping your tummy muscles in. I'm going to do 3 more. This is a relatively light weight for me, so I'm now going to focus on concentrating the weight down because it's just kind of falling without me controlling it. So I'm going to do 2 more, a little bit slower. So I've got that extra effort controlling the movement and controlling my tummy muscles. And then I'll go for 10 of the chest flies. So rest if you want to. You could also do a little mini bridge if you're feeling that you've come to the end of the session and you're naturally ready to stop. Arms are up here, and then I'm opening and then closing. So this is a great one to do for people who don't want to do press-ups because of their wrists. And as I said before, I encourage you to think about doing the press-ups at the wall initially on your postnatal recovery. So here, I'm kind of kissing the dumbbells together. What I'm going to do is just look at the dumbbells so they're not on my face. They're not above my face. So put them above my face on purpose and then draw them down to where my chest is so that the area is focused on bringing the muscles more into the movement here, as opposed to the muscles here above my head working much more on the shoulders. So let's work into the chest. Let's do 5. If you feel like doing the Pilates breath, why not? If you feel like just working pelvic floor here, give it a go. You've got 3 more, I think. So no floppy wrists, please. Practice some pelvic floor release here. Squeeze. And if you're not sure what we're doing, look back into some of our videos, please, and check it out. I'm going to do one more because that felt good. And relax. Well done. So you've got plenty of examples of exercise to be doing, to be getting along with at home. And hopefully you found some ones that you really, really like, and maybe you've watched a couple of times. I highly recommend that you go back through the videos, choose the ones you like, and as you get familiar with the movements, you know, press pause, fast forward, rewind, so that you've got what you need from the sessions, and do those a couple of times a week, even if it's just 20 minutes. You know, you can do a workout in sort of 6 minutes. You know, you can get your heart rate up, you can challenge your balance. You know, you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours working out to get a good workout. So let's bring this knee back onto our chest, or towards the chest. Feel what feels right for you, and then let that go. And do the other side for me. So I've come to the end of the session. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a stretch for your spine as well as your legs, finishing off. So I want you to grab a cushion, excuse me, and I want you to put it, lift your hips into a bridge, push your feet into the floor, and then take the cushion and then put it, I'll bunch it up a little bit, put it to above your buttocks so it's in your lower back, and then just lower yourself down from your bridge until you feel that you're resting, but you're not touching the floor with your buttocks. So what you'll feel is the buttocks relaxing. So I'm going to put you into a bridge again, and I'm going to get you to come down lower again onto this, feeling the support that you've got from the floor and the cushion. So give yourself a little slow bridge, so tailbone can lead here. Draw the knees together. Take yourself up into that bridge, and then just pop that cushion so it feels comfy. You can adjust it any time. Lift up your bridge, maybe take your arms up, have a little bit of stretch up. And then as you start to come down, I want you to feel what's happening with the pelvic floor. So become an expert at really feeling what's happening. Is the pelvic floor still contracted here automatically? As it comes down, because your buttocks is contracted, I want you to start relaxing to the pelvic floor. Feel that the buttocks is just like, there's nothing happening in the big muscles around the hip. And hopefully this is allowing you to trust that you can get some of this flexion in the lower back, in the lumbar spine. So if it's feeling a bit too much of a tug, or particularly anywhere on the pelvis or the tummy, just do your bridge and remove your cushion. But if you can stay, like I feel I want to push that a bit further back up, so I've got some flexion there. And just feel what's happening there. If it's feeling too uncomfortable, please come out. I'm going to move this cushion down a little bit so that my back is slightly arched. So there's a open extension at the top of the spine here. And then I'm going to put my bottom on the cushion so that my bottom and my pelvis is elevated. So begin to remove yourself up by lifting up through your bridge, and then just feeling where you feel comfortable again. Just take this cushion and then put it on your underneath your bottom or bottom of your sacrum, and just feel as you get there that you'll end up, I want you to have your hips up higher than your back, So you might need to kind of scoot your shoulder blades apart again and then just feel that you found that position. Separate the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck. And now, this cushion isn't particularly big. Ideally, I'd have a big bolster and my hips would be much more elevated, maybe twice the height. But what's happened is that the pelvic bowl, and so the pelvis is like that. It's normally up, so you're laying down like that, so it's flat. I'm tipping it up that way. So as you can see, anything that's inside, it's normally loading that way, isn't it? You know, like the dumbbell is in there and it's pushing down there. So, you know, hence why we don't do lots of running early postnatally, because it's just weakened here and you're putting the pressure there, right? So here, if you tip it back up, then you're kind of tipping the contents of your pelvis back up towards the rest of your inside. So what it's doing is unloading the pelvis, and that's something that's a real relief for the pelvis itself, muscles. So I'm just going to take my bridge up a little bit higher and see if I can get a little bit more height in here as we're finishing off now. And that's better for me. So I'm now unloading everything back. So to practice again this relaxing of the pelvic floor, taking the pressure out of the pelvis, giving it a real rest there. And if you want to, you could just stay here. Why not? I'm going to come out of my bridge as it's the end of the session coming up, but you can stay there as long as you like. I'm going to roll down a little bit easy with this now, so I'm just rolling down. I'm just feeling the sacrum resting on the ground, and extend very slowly my right leg out. Relax the pelvic floor, relax the hips, relax your muscles in your face. Take the right leg out and just give it a point and a lift, and then just see if you can give yourself a gentle stretch. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, exhale through my mouth, and lift my head towards my knee. I'm going to do that 3 times. If it feels good for you, please do. Or just roll your ankle and enjoy this hamstring stretch, or perhaps extend your leg underneath you out if you want a little bit more of a deeper stretch. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then I'm joining those of the legs underneath stretched out and seeing where I can go with a bit more of a stretch. I'm going to take my right hand up above my head and then bring it back down towards my leg, then my left. And then bend that knee and then slide it down, change legs. So this time this leg comes up, give a little hug. Bend that underneath leg, stretch that leg up to the sky. Find that comfortable position for you to work with, not holding on to the knee joint. Inhale to prepare. And this isn't Pilates, this is just a stretch. Take what you need from these sessions, precious moments that we get to spend with ourselves, and then having a wonderful mental break from all the responsibilities of being mum. Extend that leg underneath you. Just noticing body awareness, where is that feeling good for you? Taking that same arm over the head and bring it back. Other side. We're almost done for today. Have a good drink after today's session. Don't skip your meals, mums. And try not to wait until lunchtime to have your first meal of the day. We know it's challenging. And I spoke to a mum recently, and she was saying she was having some cheeky biscuits before she went to bed with her drink. And so we want to focus on getting out of some of those bad habits and into some healthy habits as we move forward. We're almost halfway through 2020. It's been a hell of a year. Thank you so much for watching. I'm hoping this has gone live somewhere. As always, if you've got any questions, please PM. My name's Natasha. This is Babi Active. I am back with you on Tuesday morning at 10:30, and we'll be doing the 6 weeks to 6 months postnatal fitness Pilates. Well done. Excellent work. I'm going to get up and I'm going to press finish and try and send this video somewhere. Well done, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you next time.